Okay, I consider this to be a tough problem, especially if the instruction says, use integration by parts to evaluate that. I think it's tricky. And so I'm going to start off with a u substitution, and then I'll go to parts, right? So I'm going to let u equal to cosine of x, and then I rewrite this as cosine of u is equal to x. Pick the differential. Cosine is minus sine, so minus sine u du, and then I get 1 dx. I'll make my substitution, and what do I get? Well, let's see, I get e to the u, then I get minus sine u du, put the minus on the outside, all right? Then what I do is I do integration by parts on this thing over here. So I'm working on this one over here, all right? So what do I do? Well, let's write it down. So we're looking at, minus e to the u times sine u du. So I let this thing over here be dw, and let this thing over here be the v. So dv would equal e to the u du, and the w would be what? Minus cosine, right? Minus cosine of u. I make the substitution in there, and so what do you get? Let's take a look at it. All right, so again, we're working on this integration over here. All right, put the minus sign. I'm going to work on this, a little complicated, and then I'm going to put down the VW. So I'm putting down the V. This is the V, and that's the W. Got this right over here. That's e to the u minus cosine of u. And then what do you get? Or we can put the w down, so it's going to be minus a minus, which is plus cosine u, and then eu du. All right? Let's simplify that a tiny little bit. Remove the grouping symbol. I get this, and I get this. And I repeat again. All right? So what I'm going to repeat again, let me write this down. So we're doing the integration now. Cosine u, e to the u du. So I'm going to let, very similar to before, v equals e to the u. dv equals e to the u du. And then cosine u du would equal dw. And the w would be sine of u. All this stuff is written over here. So v is equal to e to the u. The dv is e to the u du. Cosine u du dw is, let's see, we wrote that down, and we wrote this over here. Make our substitution. What do you get over here? And again, we're still working on this guy right over here, all right? Let's keep looking at it. And what do you get? Well, I certainly get, this part here, outline. And remember, we just did this. That was from prior. And then just make our substitution there. Still getting this. I'm going to use the grouping symbol again. And what do you get? You get VW, which is e to the u sine u. That's right over here. And then what do I get? Let's see. I said dw is the cosine u dw, so I get sine u, and then I get eu du. All right? I'm going to get rid of the grouping symbol. One step at a time. I got this, and I get this, and I got this over here. Now, what I notice about this over here, let me start to get the eraser out. I'm pretty comfortable I got to this stage over here. Although a lot of work, I'm pretty comfortable I get here. And what do I notice here? I notice that this is identical to this over here. All right, well, the integrated stuff. Subtract it from both sides, I get this. Divide both sides by minus 2 now, and I basically got the antiderivative now. So what is it going to be? I shouldn't say minus 2, I'm divided by 2 because I want this over here. Divide through by 2, and what do you get? Well, I factor out e to the u. I get cosine u minus sine u plus c star. All right? So let's just review what we knew in the beginning. Right? We made a substitution. What was that? I made the substitution at u. Let's say you can't remember. I can't remember myself. Oh, arc cosine of x, right? That means cosine of u is equal to x. So I'm going to help myself out with a triangle over here. And this would be u, this would be x, this is 1, and this is going to be 1 minus x squared. Let's take a look. All right, so this over here, I'm going to write this down, e to the u. Well, u is the arc cosine of x. Cosine of u, well, that's just equal to x. Just look at the triangle, by the way. Minus the sine, well, that's going to be minus the root of 1 minus x squared. And this is all over 2. And plus c star. And let's see if we got what we need. Let's take a look. Got this, got this, got this. Yeah, we're getting everything. And this over here is the same thing as this over here. We finished it. Now, was this difficult? Of course it is. It was a tough problem. Plenty of places for error. Right. What I'd recommend is try Sage. And you're gonna find it remarkable. Sage returns this over here. It's a slightly different form, by the way. Sage is not gonna write the way I wrote it down, but very similar, by the way. It's gonna be very similar. All right. Let me just remind you. I realize you might have some questions. My name is Ron Bannon. My email address, B as in boy, the @, NNON.US. And we're here to help. Thank you.